and welcome to Live Parkinson's, Live an Exceptional Life. I'm your host, Chris Custenbotter, and I've been living an exceptional life with Parkinson's for the past 14 years. The mission of this podcast is to help as many people living with Parkinson's have a great quality of life as possible. Now, today's topic is steady steps, overcoming balance challenges with Parkinson's. Imagine living in a world where every step is a gamble. That's the reality for many people with Parkinson's. But what if I told you there's a path to greater stability? Join us on our journey to overcome balance challenges with Parkinson's, where we will unlock some of the treatment and management strategies for helping to improve your balance with Parkinson's. I will also be providing lifestyle modifications and strategies to help you feel more confident when you're on the move. So let's help build your confidence and steady your steps as we navigate our world with Parkinson's. Now, my personal journey with Parkinson's, I'm sure, is a lot like most of you. Our balance is definitely not what it used to be. Each day can bring a new adventure with our balance. I can't count the number of times I've turned and lost my balance and was lucky enough to use the wall or some other stationary object to prevent falling. Or I wake up to start the day and feel like I'm walking on a boat in rough seas. Because balance problems are so prevalent with Parkinson's, and with many of my friends with Parkinson's having balance issues, I wanted to share what I've learned both through research, but also through practical application of balance techniques to help me overcome many of the balance issues with Parkinson's. So hopefully they can help you as well. So let's start with what we'll be discussing in this episode. We'll start with understanding balance problems with Parkinson's, and we'll discuss the physiological changes that contribute to balance difficulties with Parkinson's. Then we'll talk about the different types of balance problems experienced by Parkinson's patients and explore the emotional and psychological impact of balance problems. Then we'll transition to treatment and management strategies for managing balance issues. I'll cover the role of medication in managing balance issues, and then talk about the importance of physical therapy and exercise. Then, so we don't exclude any of our therapy friends, I'll discuss the benefits of occupational therapy and assistive devices and speech therapy's role in balance-related issues. I'll also share my own personal experiences with physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Then I'll share lifestyle modifications and coping strategies that are supported by research and ones that have been beneficial for me. And finally, I'll share some emerging treatments and research to help overcome balance issues with Parkinson's. So let's start with a few statistics on balance problems with Parkinson's so you can see that you're not alone. Balance problems can have a major impact on our quality of life. Studies show that 45 to 86% of people with PD fall at least once a year, which is double the rate in healthy older adults. The risk of falls increases steadily after age 40, much earlier than in healthy people. In terms of recurrent falls, 50.5% of people with PD who fall report at least 2 falls in a year. These are some pretty sobering numbers for those of us living with Parkinson's. Let's examine the changes in the brain that cause people to have balance issues and experience falls. According to the Parkinson's Foundation in their article, Walking with Parkinson's, Freezing in Balance and Falls, they state that balance and walking issues are related to changes in the brains of people with PD. The article says that for people who don't have PD, balance is automatic. It's a reflex. But Parkinson's affects the basal ganglia. It's a part of the brain essential to balance. So to compensate, the brain assigns another area of the brain used for thinking to take over. The thinking part of the brain, mainly the frontal cortex, can't control balance automatically. The result is that for many people with PD, balance is not automatic. The article states that when people experience freezing and falls, it's because they can't adjust their balance automatically. The article states that trying to take small steps to try to regain your balance only causes the situation to get worse, because it involves shifting of the weight when taking a step. The changes in the brain for people with PD inhibit their ability to take a big step and catch their balance and avoid falls. Interestingly, the article notes that when your walking becomes less automatic, that you need to pay more attention when walking. They say that everyone slows their walking down when we're talking, and thinking slows down when we're walking. This is known as dual task cost. And the authors note it's higher in people with PD. That means that people with PD are using more attention and more cognitive control for balance and gait. Now let's look at some of the different types of balance problems experienced by people with Parkinson's. These are from the article Balance Impairment and Falls in Parkinson's Disease by the American Parkinson's Disease Association.org. The article cites 8 potential reasons for falls with Parkinson's, leading off with postural instability. And this is often included as one of the cardinal symptoms of PD. The article states that postural instability, the inability to be able to right oneself after being thrown off balance. Think of the shoulder pull test to test your balance during an examination when you go to see the neurologist or the movement disorder specialist. You know, where you stand and the doctor pulls on your shoulders to see how many steps you take to regain your balance when they pull you backwards. The article notes that postural instability is not typically present early in Parkinson's, but tends to develop as the disease progresses. Now, the next one is freezing in gait. This is an abnormal gait pattern where someone experiences sudden, short, and temporary episodes during which you cannot move your feet forward even though your brain may be telling you to walk. Typically, when people have freezing in gait, they make quick stepping movements in place even though they are not actually walking. While their feet remain in place, the forward momentum created in the torso causes falls because your center of gravity is no longer over your feet, but it's moving forward. So that tends to lead to falls, which again can be devastating and have a big impact on people's quality of life. Then there's festinating gait, which is another abnormal gait pattern. Now, according to the article, this person takes short steps, which are smaller and faster, until they almost look like they are running in place. The authors say that a person may not be able to stop that pattern of walking and may end up hitting barriers in order to stop, which can lead to falls. And then moving on to dyskinesias. These are involuntary movements that are often related to the side effects of levodopa. Many people experience dyskinesias after taking levodopa for an extended period of time, and people with severe dyskinesias can get thrown off balance and experience falls. Another is visuospatial dysfunction. Now, according to the article, visuospatial dysfunction is one of the typical cognitive challenges that can affect people with PD. It's a deficit in visuospatial thinking, which causes people to have difficulty to navigate in 3 dimensions. A person may have difficulty navigating obstacles in a room or backing up to sit down in a chair, which can lead to falls. Orthostatic hypertension, and this is one I personally experienced, and occurs when your blood pressure drops when you change your head position, which tends to lead to dizziness and even passing out. Now, I experience this when either I'm bending over or in a squatting down position and I stand up too quickly, or I sit up in bed too quickly. I tend to get lightheaded and dizzy. And then finally, postural problems. Stoop posture can contribute to imbalance and falls. Think of the pictures with the person with the hunched over shoulders and bent over posture. And when you're looking at the ground, your potential to trip over obstacles is greater. So postural problems can lead to falls as well. So now let's take a look at the emotional and psychological impact of balance problems on people with Parkinson's. According to the study, balance problems with Parkinson's disease, are they anxiety dependent? And that was published in Neuroscience. The authors state that between 28 to 38% of PD patients are diagnosed with clinical anxiety disorders, and between 20 and 69% of PD patients have non-clinical anxiety. So what does that mean? Non-clinical anxiety would include social avoidance because of symptoms. So you say, well, I'm not going to go out because I have tremors or my balance is off and people are going to be looking at me, or fear of falling. And up to 45% of people with PD patients have a fear of falling. So almost half the people with PD have a fear of falling, which is a pretty staggering number. So anxiety and fear of falling are two of the big issues that people with Parkinson's can experience that are going to have a detrimental impact on your quality of life. All right, now that we have a good understanding of the physiological cause of balance problems, the type of balance problems experienced by people with PD, and the emotional impact anxiety and fear of falling can have on our quality of life, let's switch gears and talk about treatment and management solutions for balance problems. So let's start with medication's role in helping manage balance issues. Now, I want to preface this by stating that I am not a medical professional. The information I am sharing is based on my research and the studies I'm referencing. If you have balance issues related to Parkinson's, please consult your physician and they'll develop a treatment plan based on your specific needs to help you address those issues. All right, here are some of the medications commonly used to help with balance issues. Levodopa, the most commonly prescribed medication for Parkinson's. Levodopa can improve balance, but some studies suggest it may have negative effects as well. In a study, medication improves balance and complex gait performance in Parkinson's disease, and that was published in Gait and Posture. And I'll put all these in the podcast notes. The researchers evaluated motor function, functional balance, and gait performance during various gait tasks in 22 people with PD off and on medication and 20 healthy older adults. All the PD patients were taking levodopa with good drug response. The key findings from this study were medication, levodopa effects on balance, and complex gait were examined in PD. Clinical balance measures improved with medication. Complex gait tasks improved similarly with medication, regardless of task complexity. But deficits remained in all gait and balance measures in PD in the medicine group versus the control group. The researchers concluded that their results suggest that anti-Parkinson's medications like levodopa enhance overall functional balance, and improve performance of various gait tasks similarly, regardless of complexity. Though performance improved with medication, substantial impairments in balance and gait remained in PD patients compared to the control group. Now, besides levodopa, other drugs mentioned when I was researching PD medications for balance included anticholinergics and amantadine, but none of the studies I could find showed any benefit in balance. Again, please consult your doctor if you have any questions with balance issues in PD, and they can decide on which medications are right for you. Now, let's move on to two areas that have helped me to improve my balance: physical therapy and, yes, the dreaded word exercise. So let's start with physical therapy. Now, in my 14 years living with PD, I've done physical therapy twice for balance and gait issues. So let's talk briefly about what physical therapy is and some of the benefits it can provide, especially for those of you that haven't done any physical therapy. Physical therapy can help people with Parkinson's maintain their independence and quality of life by improving their movement and function. Physical therapists can help with strengthening your muscles. They can teach you exercises to strengthen muscles that can help with posture, endurance, and your motor symptoms. They can help with improve your balance and coordination. Physical therapists can help improve balance on different surfaces such as pillows and foam, and they can help with gait and balance training as well. And then they also can help you maintain safety during exercise by making recommendations on certain pieces of equipment, and they can also recommend help with the use of walking devices and adaptive equipment such as canes, walkers, and any other type of assistive devices. Now, I want to share my recent experience with physical therapy just this past May and June of 2024 that was designed to help me with my balance and gait issues. Now, the first step in going to physical therapy was contacting my doctor to get a referral. And then once physical therapy received the referral from my doctor with his instructions, I scheduled my initial visit where the physical therapist did a baseline analysis on my issues and needs based on some of the exercises I went through. And then they recommended a treatment plan of 2 visits per week for a month to help me with my balance and gait. Now, during the next month, the physical therapist helped me by doing a number of muscle strengthening exercises in my leg, back, and core to help with my balance. Then I worked on my balance by standing on one leg for 30 seconds and repeating on the other leg. And then I also walked across what I would call a balance beam on the floor on the ground that was made of foam. And that walking on that and as an uneven surface was difficult. So it was a challenge. And one of the things that you want to do is they want to try to challenge you so that by challenging you, you can improve your balance. And then there was another exercise where they had rubber mats that had different size nubs that I walked across to help with balance on uneven surfaces. For instance, if you were walking on stones or maybe even at the beach where the sand is thicker in one part than another. And then they also sent me home with exercises to practice at home between visits. After a month, I saw significant improvements in my balance. So if you're having balance issues, ask your doctor if physical therapy is right for you. All right, now let's talk about your favorite and mine, exercise. Oh, that dreaded word. And you probably heard me preach about that many, many times. But yes, my friends, exercise can be beneficial in helping people with Parkinson's maintain their balance, mobility, and the ability to perform your daily tasks. Some exercises that can help with balance include aerobic exercise, which can help people with PD regain automatic balance reflexes. Now, there's an article on the Davis Finney Foundation site, and the article is entitled 5 Simple Exercises to Train Your Balance and Live Well with Parkinson's. The article outlines 5 exercises with supporting photographs to help improve your balance. They also share exercises and activities that incorporate elements of balance, including yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, boxing, and dance. All these exercises help build balance control. Now, I personally participated in group fitness classes with yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, and boxing, and they were all very beneficial in helping with my balance. Now, to be honest, they can be challenging, but most of the instructors are going to offer a number of modifications to help you complete the exercise. So don't feel like you have to keep up with everybody in the class. Do the modifications that the instructor suggests. So my suggestion is don't be afraid to give them a try. You'll not only improve your balance, but you'll be proud of your accomplishments. Now, the article goes on to state, practice, practice, practice. They say, remember that balance is learned. We taught ourselves as toddlers to balance by practicing again and again and again. Do the same now. Find ways to challenge your balance as often as you can. Now, let's explore the benefits of occupational therapy and assistive devices on our balance. Now, if you're like me, I really didn't have a good handle on what occupational therapists do until I visited the occupational therapist back in June and July, which I'll call as part of my therapy trifecta, because I saw physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy for that particular month. And so I'll share my experience in a minute. So what exactly do occupational therapists do? Well, they're skilled healthcare professionals who promote participation, health, and well-being so that the patient can continue doing their daily activities and stay engaged in life. So what does that mean? It means they're going to help you work through activities that you do typically on a daily basis, whether it be eating, getting dressed, like buttoning, zipping, tying shoes, those type of things that are going to help you stay engaged in your daily life. Now, occupational therapists can benefit you if you're experiencing balance problems, believe it or not. They can conduct house safety visits and assess your home for modifications that can improve safety, such as installing stair lifts or ramps, adding grab bars in showers, and they can suggest removing throw rugs to prevent falls. Now, in terms of exercise, occupational therapists can help people with PD improve their strength, balance, and endurance. Balance exercises can help build and gather sensory information and stay steady which may help many people with PD regain some of their automatic balance reflex. Now, some of the interventions and modifications, OTs can assess your activities of daily living and make modifications or adjustments, including recommending assistive devices to make your tasks easier and safer. Now, when I saw the occupational therapist in June of 24, they helped me with my fine motor skills and managing my tremor. Now, I did activities that involved snapping small pieces together, putting pins in holes and removing them. I would work with different putties to strengthen my hands. And then they recommended a weighted glove to help with tremors and weighted utensils for eating. And they worked in conjunction with the physical therapist to help improve my balance. So if you're having balance issues, take advantage of physical and occupational therapy to help with your balance and with your other Parkinson's symptoms. That is, if it's approved by your doctor. Now, let's turn our attention to lifestyle modifications and coping strategies for helping to manage balance issues. And let's start with tips for home safety and fall prevention. So let's start in the stairway with the stairs and hallway. One of the things you can do is install handrails on both sides of your stairs and ensure they're secure. You want to keep your stairways well lit with switches at both the top and the bottom of the stairs. So you don't want to be trying to either walk up or down the stairs in the dark where you could potentially trip and fall. And that could be devastating. You don't want to fall down the steps. And then you can consider motion-activated lights to illuminate any pathways or long hallways that you may have. Now, floor safety. You want to make sure that you're securing your carpets to prevent slipping and that you use no-slip strips on tile or wooden floors. Because otherwise, it's like Aladdin or the Steppenwolf song "Magic Carpet Ride." You're going to go flying if you just have throw rugs on wooden floors, because it's going to slide and the potential to fall is going to be a lot greater. And then in terms of bathrooms, you can install grab bars near the toilets and inside and outside of showers, and then use nonstick mats or strips on wet surfaces, especially in tubs and showers. And then in bedrooms, you can place night lights and switches near your bed. That way, if you have to get up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, you can at least have some light to see. And you can keep a flashlight nearby for emergencies. And it's also a good idea to have a well-charged cell phone within reach in case you need or you're having any problems and you need assistance. And then in the kitchen, try to arrange frequently used items for easy access. So if you're using bowls or other dishes regularly, don't place them way up high. Put them where it's easy access that you can get them without having the potential to fall. And then while you're preparing your food, a lot of times if you have to cut things, grab a seat when you do that, because it's going to help prevent fatigue. Because if you're standing for a long period of time and become fatigued, you can lose your balance and you can fall. All right, now it's time again for everyone's favorite word, exercise. And particularly exercises focused specifically on balance. Now, I can honestly say that doing specific balance exercises most days of the week has resulted in dramatic improvements in my balance. Now, I'd like to share these 9 exercises that I do with you so that you can incorporate them into your daily routine to help you improve your balance. Now, I did want to let you know that you don't need to do all 9 exercises every day. In fact, I'm going to talk about 3 different categories, and if you just pick one from each category, that's going to provide a benefit. So if you're interested in getting the 9 exercises to improve your balance, visit my website, liveparkinsons.com, and click on the button. It's free, and it'll send you an email copy of the 9 exercises that you can use on a daily basis. And they're going to explain in great detail the exercise and what they're going to particularly help with. Now, I divide the balance exercises into 3 categories: vertical stability, which focuses on upright posture; then postural exercises, and these are exercises to help improve the alignment of the body and reduce muscle stiffness, which can improve balance and reduce the risk of falls; And then finally, stability and gait exercises that combine exercises of both elements of stability and gait exercises to improve balance and walking. So let me give you the 9 balance exercises by category that I do every day. Now, again, try to pick at least one from each category. The first one is vertical stability exercises, and these would include sidestepping, tandem standing, and lateral weight shift. So there are 3 exercises as part of the vertical stability exercises. Then postural exercises would include chair squats, sit to stand, lunges, single limb stance with reaching. And then stability with gait exercises include backward walking, dual tasking, and tandem walking. Now, the free resource on my website provides detailed instructions on how to do each exercise. So please visit liveparkinsons.com and get your free copy of the 9 exercises to manage balance problems with PD. Now, as a bonus, you can sign up for the free monthly newsletter for more information as well. Finally, 2 additional lifestyle changes that can help with your balance are healthy eating and weight management. And then meditation and relaxation techniques as well. Now, I'd recommend both either the Mediterranean or the Mind diets. Both are healthy diets that include lots of fruits and vegetables, lean proteins and whole grains, and healthy fats. Besides being healthy, these diets can also help reduce inflammation from oxidative stress of free radicals in your body, as well as the Mind diet has shown to help manage both motor and non-motor symptoms, as well as the Mediterranean diet. And I've actually done 2 podcasts on these. So if you want to check those out, you can find a lot more information on there as well. And then they can also help with some of the cognitive issues. But those are the diets that I would recommend because it's healthy food and it's also going to help you manage your weight as well. And then in terms of meditation can help with your balance by incorporating mindfulness, meditation, and relaxation techniques. They can help you manage your anxiety and fear of falling. So mindfulness meditation is staying in the now, focusing on the present moment. And then relaxation techniques are going to help reduce anxiety and stress that are related to fear of falling. That's going to help you improve your balance if you're not constantly scared and worried that I'm going to fall or I'm going to be off balance. So those are some of the other techniques that you can use to help with your balance. Now, let's look at some of the emerging trends in research for balance issues in Parkinson's. First is exergaming. And you're thinking, what is exergaming? Well, some of you may have played the Wii where you do tennis or baseball. Exergaming is where you use a game controller, like a Wii or an Xbox or one of those type of gaming consoles, and you actually participate in the game using the devices. So like I said, it could be tennis, it could be bowling. So those are exergames. And there was actually a study called Home-Based Exergaming to treat gait and balance disorders in patients with Parkinson's disease, a phase 2 randomized controlled study, and that was published in the European Journal of Neurology. And they concluded that home-based training using tailored exergames can be performed safely by PD patients and could improve gait and balance issues. Now, there are 2 other movement techniques. One's called the Alexander technique, and the other one's called the Feldenkrais method. And both are education techniques designed to heighten awareness of movement. Now, the Alexander technique, it was developed by F.M. Alexander, and it focuses on the head, neck, and back relationship for overall coordination. It helps change detrimental postural habits like slumping or rigid uprightness. Now, it's taught in one-on-one groups, and it's designed to incorporate better coordination into daily activities. Now, the other is the Feldenkrais method, which was originated by Dr. Moshe Feldenkrais, and this method draws from sources like the Alexander technique, but also from sources like martial arts, psychology, and biomechanics. It uses group work or movement sequences and individual work. which includes manipulation. Now, its goal is to reprogram the nervous system to differentiate functions of movement. It aims for flexibility, efficiency, and accurate sensing of muscular effort. Now, while both of these techniques are not new, they provide some additional options for improving your balance. Now, new research into balance problems with Parkinson's include a spinal cord implant. Researchers are developing a neuroprosthesis that uses electrical stimulation to target specific areas of the lower spinal cord to help with balance and gait issues. And then here's our favorite again, exercise. Exercise research suggests that exercise can help people with PD regain some of their automatic balance reflex. One study found that participants with PD who practiced standing on a moving treadmill for an hour were able to take longer steps to stay balanced while walking. And then other types of exercise that can improve balance include cardiovascular and gait exercises. Now, balance issues can be a daunting challenge for those living with Parkinson's, but remember, you're not alone in your journey. By implementing the strategies we've discussed, seeking support, and maintaining a positive outlook, you can overcome obstacles and regain your confidence and independence. So don't let Parkinson's define your life. Take steady steps towards a more balanced and fulfilling life. Now, I encourage you to share your experiences, successes, and questions with our community. I started a forum or discussion board page on my website, Live Parkinson's. So I hope you will join the community and share your experiences. Now, remember, every step, no matter how small, is a victory. So keep moving forward one step at a time. Now, before I close, I want to request that you visit liveparkinsons.com, sign up for the free monthly newsletter. It's packed full of information to help you live a better quality of life. And also, the 9 balance exercises are on there as well that are free. It's a free resource that I can email to you. And then I also have on there a medication and symptom tracker that you can use to help you prepare for your next doctor visit. And then finally, there's a one-stop shop resource guide that includes links on exercise, nutrition, mindfulness and meditation, and optimism and community and social interaction. And it has links to all the national and regional sites where you can get expert information from people. So if you've been newly diagnosed or you have questions, it's a great way to go and find information and then click on the link and it'll take you to the website. For instance, Davis Finnear, Michael J. Fox, Parkinson's Foundation, Brian Grant Foundation, where you can get more expert advice. So I thank you for listening, and I hope to see you on future podcasts and have a spectacular day. Thanks again.